What up, everybody? I'm your boy, Best Alu. To my right, Rachel. To my left, Salvacion. And welcome to episode 32 of the To The World Show. For those of you who don't know, Joshua is salvation in Hebrew. we learned that yesterday. Check-in means dick in German. What's up, everybody? What's going on?
What's up?
Rachel.
Hello.
Check-in.
Salvacion, that's what my name is, alright, bro? Don't get it fucked up, man. El Salvacion.
So, Salvacion, how was your Memorial Day?
Short.
How was your week so far?
Terrible. What the fuck?
Could be worse. It could be Jon Snow right now, who's currently in rehab right now due to you.
No, that was before.
I wish
it was before.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think
it was
it was after.
he's not there anymore.
I heard he was like in grieving pain or some shit. Like there was an article we read today.
Yeah. I read that too, but I think it was at the end of filming he did it.
That's for publicity.
Yeah, that definitely was at the end of the
That's
film.
clout chasing. Fuck him.
Rachel,
Cloud chasing.
He was clout chasing.
Okay.
you need me to elaborate what that is?
No. I mean, I'd like to elaborate why he means by that, but that's more what my face was for. But
You know, clout's the new currency, so you gotta get on it.
of course.
Yeah.
But my point was, how is that like clout chasing if he needed to go get help?
No,
you know,
how you know he really needed to go get help? He wasn't there that long.
Well,
the show just
there was,
ended
he
like
was
yesterday.
I think there was like a situation like too. Or I was gonna say what I was adding to that was recently, like maybe like over the summer last year, he was like in New York City drinking, and there was like a whole bunch of like. Do you guys remember that?
In the pool, the Billard or some shit.
All right.
Yeah, he got into like a.
I don't want to talk about Jon Snow. I'm always on damn time in the show. I hate him. Fuck him. My God. Sorry, I don't. Not Kit Harington. Not the guy that plays Jon Snow. I mean, all means.
Well, we're talking about
Kit Harington, bro.
I hate Jon Snow. I hate the fucking character Jon Snow.
the
Kit
character on
Harington
the
is
guy.
fine. I don't know that man. In real,
That's what we're talking
but we're talking
about.
about Jon Snow, man. Fuck Kit Harington too.
Yeah, Harrington.
Just kidding.
Real quick though. I did watch the documentary on HBO. It was actually pretty good. There was a documentary.
I did not see it. I don't want to look at it.
The last watch, yes, I did.
I don't want to see
pretty
anything
good.
that pertains to Game of Thrones.
Yo, that
Everything's so
nigga was
sour.
hurt. That nigga was hurt when he found out he was about to kill Daenerys.
I saw that preview. I saw that, and then it made me really not want to watch it. It made me hate him even more. Like, yo, you fucking pussy. Should have spoke up and said, "Listen, man, you don't see what this is doing to me.
This shit is trash. Right?
What is going on? You see shit to pay them in. What the fuck is wrong with him, man? That makes you hate him more.
So
That's why Daenerys is gangster. Emilia Clarke. Every time you saw her, she was laughing about the season. What do you think about the season? It's great.
yeah, she's that understand something, but
She does laugh a lot.
No, but you know, but
She's a goof.
But in all honesty, she had like a brain aneurysm like a couple years ago. So she probably was just happy to be alive, bro.
Probably the witch revived her. Oh, you mean in real life? Oh, I was like, I didn't catch that season. Which one was that?
We gotta leave Game of Thrones alone. Let's RIP Game of Thrones. No more Game of Thrones.
Nah, that was it. I think that's it.
So Rachel,
until Blood Moon comes.
Fuck Blood Moon. Fuck that whole shit. I hate it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Rachel. How was your Memorial Day weekend? What did you do? Barbecue? Pool,
Yeah, barbecues,
beach,
all of the above. Yep, family barbecues and beach day before the rain.
Yeah, I remember half of the weekend. I think you were kind of with me the other half, right?
I was.
Is that why they call it Memorial Day?
I was there for support. I was definitely there for support.
Memorial.
No memorial for my brain.
Saturday, I think I was your Salvacion.
Yeah. No, but all jokes aside, we're making fun of Memorial Day, but you know, R.I.P. to everybody we lost, in war and all this stuff. Happy Memorial Day.
It's all the brain cells you lost.
Oh, Rachel! Give her a roll. Shots fired.
Well, my Memorial Day was awesome, guys. Thanks for asking. It was static. I got bit
You
by
were with me pretty much the whole. Oh no, you weren't. You went to a pool party. Right?
I went to a pool party Sunday in LA. I caught Zika.
So why are you next to me?
Don't worry. You're not pregnant. You're good. Yo, those mosquitoes in Long Island, bro. Y'all got some mutated shits out there. I don't want to hear it. There's some
We're
government
surrounded
shit.
by water. There's water everywhere.
Well,
That's what it is.
what?
I mean, it is called Island, right?
Yeah, y'all gotta
Technically,
stop,
we're
bro.
all-
I don't got my
Brooklyn
fucking
and
shades on today. I don't have my
part of the same
power.
island.
I think
There's no-
the boroughs
Look how
are
Rachel
part
get-
of the island, right?
look how Rachel
Although
get
she's
when you-
Brooklyn and
Rachel get when
Queens
you
and
talk about
Manhattan
her
and
hood.
Staten Island. The Bronx is a part of actual land, right?
What?
The Bronx is actually on land. Like if you go to the Bronx,
I was like,
Nah,
then
bro.
I was gonna say, like, I'd like you to rethink what you just said out loud. 'cause
Yeah,
it kinda
right?
sounded-
No. The Bronx is a boat, bro. You didn't know that? It's a big
It's a
ship.
big body of water.
And it came from Cuba.
Manhattan's an island too, you know.
Staten Island is an island.
all right, Rachel, you
Brooklyn,
Bronx
Queens,
is-
and
right?
Bronx is like an appendage.
an appendix. What?
Can you get it taken out?
Don't mind us. We was up very late planning stuff for the show and everything yesterday,
Which
so we might be a
we're
little
not doing at all, right?
That's okay.
way off, right? Fuck it.
At least the Mets won, right?
Memorial Day, Memorial Day was good. Thank you to all the soldiers who fight for rich white men and oil. Really appreciate
Trump,
y'all.
right?
And for Trump and everything. We got a good show for y'all today. We're gonna get into the opioid crisis later. Before we do that, we are going to talk about some music or let's talk about.
Let's.
Rachel, I know you don't really know what happened because you was over that, the Mueller.
Why are you bringing it up? I thought
No,
you
I'm
weren't gonna
definitely
bring it up.
I'm definitely bringing this up.
To the waters. We were in the car. He said, "You know what? I'm not gonna bring it up because I went after it. Because if you look at was Rachel on the show? When we did that?
She definitely went.
When the report came out and he was saying he was out and he was saying Lewis was saying that there was nothing found, so we gotta let it go. And I told him they're not gonna do that to the president. They're not gonna put that black eye on the president. So I don't believe the Mueller report.
Well, it's not about not believing it. It's just that we don't have all the facts. Of it.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's a 400-page document.
That's what I thought. He says so. Today it came out that Mueller said that they couldn't do anything about it because the Department of Justice said they're not gonna put Trump in jail, a standing president. They're not gonna indict a standing president.
That's
who's the Attorney
unconstitutional.
General?
Yeah.
And it's also unconstitutional.
Yeah, but people want him to go to a grand jury right now and speak about it. He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna say it. It's just useless. So I just brought it up to Lou this morning just to tell him, I think Jack and the guy doesn't know shit about politics. I think he had a point.
Nah, I don't think you got shit.
So tell me what you think.
I'll tell you that. All right, here's the thing.
Oh my God, let's go.
Several people already did get indicted. Okay, we can't indict the president. Boom, we get that, right? He's federal, whatever,
yeah.
blah.
While
Okay.
he's sitting as president.
Yeah, well, I
yeah.
said the president can't do that.
Now, he didn't say he was guilty, or he didn't say he was innocent. Did he or did he not? Did he say he did what? His clear words. His words.
He did not.
His words were.
Louis J.D. Yeah, J.D. is what the initials you give to a lawyer. Yeah.
His words. Come on, he's trying to throw my point on. Like,
You're an attorney
he
right
knows
now.
it's coming. He knows it's coming.
You're an attorney right
his
now.
Words,
of course, obviously.
His words. I've been to the
No,
bookings a lot.
JD is
Everybody's
just the degree. It's actually Esquire is what you give when you're a lawyer.
Why she always got it?
Sorry. I'm just trying to help.
So that's the same.
Well, yeah, your degree, your JD degree. Sorry, Esquire, JD, Esquire.
He know he about to get bodied right now. That's what it is because he
Esquire,
knows this
JD.
wasn't even on the agenda. I wanted to just
ahead.
catch him for the
Bring it up.
side.
You got this is something that's
Get it off your
chest.
chest. Get it off your chest.
So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said that. See, you fucked me up. He said that.
That's the plan.
He said that he didn't necessarily he wasn't guilty. Like he can't say really that he's guilty or not guilty.
He just
So
said
what
he
is it?
could.
It's not his place to say that because I think is that what you're trying to say? Like that it's not really his place to say guilty or not guilty. It's
I
just
mean,
to
he did
present
the report,
evidence.
so he would know if this man is
He's
guilty or
put-
not.
Evidence that
what-
points in that direction. So
That's what he's saying. He's saying that he
wait.
can't. No matter what, the Department of Justice wouldn't allow him to be indicted, the president, right? Which is
So he's given the report,
so the report he's
and you
given.
do what you got to do with it.
So
No,
we're
that's
looking
not
at
what
it like any other person in the judicial system. Like there's evidence to support that a crime was committed and that
Correct.
you are a suspect and that we have enough
that there was missing-
circumstantial evidence to arrest
Correct.
you on it, right? But our job is not to tell you whether or not you're guilty or not guilty. That has to do with the court
Something
system.
like that.
So that's kind of the idea here. Is that what you're saying? Like in this situation, it's like I just found the evidence. I just did the detective work and found the evidence, and it looks like this person may be guilty.
Here's my thing.
Or
Listen,
have
what
done
happened
something
is
wrong.
Mueller declined to clear Donald Trump on the Russian allegations.
Exactly. He didn't say he was guilty or not
No, but he
guilty.
declined it. If
But I
you
didn't know
if
that
you're
it
not
was
guilty,
necessarily like that was the thing that they were saying collusion. It was more about obstruction of justice.
Pretty much. But I'm saying, but he didn't comment on. Like, instead of him, if you're flat out innocent, right, or you're not guilty.
He did say if the president was innocent, I would have said so. I mean, he did say if the president didn't commit. I don't exactly. I can't get it word for word, but he did say something in terms. But this is my thing. Did Russia hack our fucking polls? They didn't hack them. What? They influenced it by a little fake Facebook groups and shit and all that. At the end of the day, rather stupid people were influenced by Russia and everything. My man, Americans still elected that dude.
Mueller said, and I quote, "If we had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so."
And if they had confidence that he committed a crime, I'm sure they would have said so too.
And the point is, when they asked him about it, he said that the DOJ wouldn't have let him be indicted anyway. So why make a scandal about it if they're not going to penalize him? But if he was obviously innocent, then they would have definitely came out and said it. That's what he said.
Just waiting until he's out of office.
Pretty much. Well, when he's out of office, he probably shouldn't be in New York because they're going to come after him too.
Well,
New York wants him for a bunch of things.
I tell you what, the Democrats don't get this shit together. He's gonna be in office to 2024.
Yeah, Biden stops touching women. Now a little girl. What the hell's wrong with him?
10
Did you hear about it?
about that?
No, I did not.
He touched the little girl's shoulder
And said if you was as beautiful
he
as...
said your words are as beautiful as how you look or something like that. And she was 10 years old, so a bunch of women have come out. I mean, everybody's sensitive.
Well, I mean, like a lot of people said, like there was I know like this was a little bit of old news,
Let me
but
get the
like where in
quotes.
the sense that they were saying, like,
Yeah, like he touched like somebody's knees.
smelling the hair and all
He
that.
said, "I bet you're as I'll bet you're as bright as you are good looking."
Bro,
To a
that
10-year-old girl, and people are outraged. Women are outraged, saying that it was inappropriate or whatever. I mean, and then they like rubbed her shoulders.
But this is just goes in like the whole direction of like just knowing better and doing better, and not being inappropriate. But he's an old man, so it's like on some level, I feel like not to say it's a pass, but
But it definitely can't be a pass based on his history, right? And allegations against him.
no. But I'm saying it's like like before he like this kind of stuff was even called out. You know,
Yeah.
he
You
just
know,
kind of accepted it.
He definitely, like, he should be aware of what's being said about him at all times, especially if you the front runner of the Democrats going against...
Well, he's not necessarily front because Bernie's still there, right?
Nah, he's definitely the
He's
front
the
runner.
front runner. Yeah, I would say so right now.
Definitely
Yeah.
the front runner.
I mean, we'll
He's
see.
the most centrist, so I think
I think Bernie and Biden are gonna end up killing each other again. No, not like...
Oh, you mean like fighting each other,
politically, yeah, and they're gonna ruin him. They're gonna get this guy for another 4
I
years.
just want to see. I think Rachel had said she wants to see a celebrity boxing fight with Biden and Trump. I think that would be fantastic.
I don't know. Based on this,
well, he
dude's
said that
height-
in an interview. He'd love to take
Take
him
him
behind.
behind.
No,
Yeah, take him behind the backyard.
How did you say
No, it wasn't
Donnie?
Trump. It was Biden. I
Biden?
I can't do Biden yet.
So how would you respond to
If
that,
I do
Donnie?
Biden, I would have to touch Rachel unappropriately.
Let me do Biden. I'll do Biden.
I would have to do that. I'm not trying
I'm sorry,
to.
President Trump. How do you feel about Biden wanting to fight you behind the?
I'll kick him in the dick. Dead ass. Dead ass. I said it. I was like, yo, if Trump ever wants to win New York, all he has to do is fucking get in front of the thing and be like, I love you guys. Dead ass. And then, oh, shit. All the hood vote for him.
She wasn't around.
Bushwick's numbers have came in, and holy shit, Trump's 91% amongst everyone.
Amongst all New Yorkers, right? The first Republican to win New York in how many elections?
Dead ass. Yo.
I mean, it's too hard to say right now for me. I don't even want to put my energy out into like investing into somebody.
I got you.
Yeah, me neither. I think Bernie sold out, so I'm not really feeling Bernie. Beto O'Rourke. I was watching his documentary last night. He doesn't tickle my pickle.
I think he's too much to the left. I think
Who?
Bernie is too much to the left.
Bernie?
Like,
I think if Bernie puts AOC as his vice president, I think he might have it.
I don't think he would do that. I could see.
Yo, why are you so infatuated with this woman? She's
she's
insane. Like she's another radical.
She's
person.
a woman who wants to give me everything. That's my kind of woman.
Ocasio-Cortez's very radical as well, bro.
No, shut
And I don't know if I want to be in the spotlight like that.
She's
They
very
may end up.
outspoken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what we need.
But they may burn her, man, for being outspoken because they'll find things. She's Puerto Rican, right?
We thought the same thing about Trump.
She's Puerto Rican. What's her
Who?
what's her
Okay,
name?
yeah, she's definitely Puerto Rican from the Bronx.
Puerto Rican women from the Bronx. They got something.
My kind of woman. The bartender
Don't
too.
be fooled by the rock that I got.
I'm still AOC from the block. Used to bartend, now I'm not.
Used to be a bartender.
All right, man.
Moving on. Moving on.
Let's keep that moving. So yeah, that's it. That's it with politics, I believe.
I wanted to start the segment called "Talk to Us IG."
Okay.
And we wanted to have. I wanted to see who was going to actually give us something to talk about. So one of our followers, Las Vegas _WB Bully, said the Meek Mills in Cosmopolitan.
That was next.
Oh, he's
So-
from Las
That was
Vegas,
definitely
too.
Yeah,
next.
he's from Vegas.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a friend of mine.
So you can elaborate on that. And then I'll give.
Well, the Meek Mills thing.
I got a very strong opinion about that.
Yeah. Well, the Meek Mills thing. He went to the Cosmopolitan and was denied access.
I respect that, but
How can you tell me I'm gonna be locked up for trespassing?
Hold on. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
We're a private property.
Yes.
At this time, with the information we have, we're refusing to do business with you. We have the right to do that.
What?
Correct?
But what
Hold on,
information?
hold on. So if I come
But
to
no,
your house,
but not
if I come-
refusing to
hold
do
on,
business with me.
listen,
You
listen.
telling me I'll be arrested if I don't leave. If I walk upstairs and get something to eat, I'm gonna be
Hold on.
arrested for what?
What we just said was
For being a rapper?
We officially trespassed
For what?
you. We officially trespassed
For
you. So
what
if you
though?
come back-
But
because
what
we have
did
the
you
right to-
officially
we
protest
have
me
the right
for?
to do that. We
For
have
what?
the right to
How?
trespass you as private property.
Sir,
Yes.
who do we get the details from? Because
So we will give
Say
you
no more.
information.
We
As I
out.
said,
Let's say
our-
no more,
our
man. Let's
Vice
post it.
President, our Vice President will
Send me that
handle
video.
our-
And when he's bringing up a federal charge against, well, not a federal charge. He wants to bring up a civil charge against them, saying that they blacklist black people, and he wants to have like a racial thing. His lawyer is supposed to file something against the Cosmopolitan. I don't know. Supposedly 50 Cent, T.I., Sway Lee, and
Swally.
Sway Lee.
Swaley?
It's definitely Sway Lee. Yes, you can't correct me this time. His name is Sway Lee.
I was saying it wrong. the
Well,
whole
yes,
time.
good,
My head.
good. That's fine.
I was saying Mueller.
And
Braun.
I finally got you. I finally got you on one. All right, so they're backing him up. A lot of other rappers are backing him up, claiming that this is not the first time the Cosmopolitan has done this, denying rappers access to their club. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Vegas, the guy has money. He's
I'm gonna say,
billionaire friends.
I don't think everything is racism either. Sometimes I don't think it's racism.
What's the backstory behind it? Educate me. I'm not too. Do you know like a little bit what their
No, I don't know much about the Cosmopolitan.
what they were saying, why they were denying him, what they were trying to say?
He
They
did
would
say
say-
the vice president. According to the video that I saw, the vice president supposedly said that he didn't want certain people there, and that they was gonna arrest him for trespassing. And Meek Mill was like, "What
What do you mean by certain people?
He didn't really. He was just recording everything,
Is that
and
Douglas
he was like,
We'll post it. We'll show it.
We'll show it.
We'll show you.
My thing is that that's not like. If you look at the whatever that shit is, have you ever gone to their Instagram? Every single pic, there's not one
Well, they didn't,
one picture of a minority on there.
but they didn't let him in because they said they were at capacity.
That was bullshit though, because when the video came out after, the guy was saying he said something about the vice president.
Yeah,
of the
but that
thing.
was supposedly that was the original statement to Meek Mill, is that they're at capacity and they're not letting anybody else in. But DJ Mustard was performing there, and Meek Mills was a friend of his.
And apparently he has gone in there before with Jay-Z though. Like he was like, Jay-Z was here not that long ago, and you was up, you didn't let him in. But at the end of the day, that's somebody's establishment. We're in America, bro. Somebody don't want you in the establishment, they don't have to let you in the establishment. Keep it moving. You're in fucking Vegas, my nigga. Like, go to the Bunny Ranch.
Per the Las Vegas Police Department,
Shit.
the Marquee Day Club had reached capacity, and per the Las Vegas Fire Marshal Code. Earlier that day, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police had been called on site to manage a larger than usual venue crowd.
So there you go.
I mean, and this is confirmed from the marshal, the Vegas marshal. So it wasn't. This isn't the club that said that. The marshal said it.
Well, they're the ones that kind of dictate
Correct.
capacity.
So
Like, I'm fully aware there's a racial. There's
was he by himself?
He was with a. I don't know.
I'm assuming he had an entourage.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
do
It's
they
Meek
ever
Mill.
go by themselves?
Yeah, that's Meek Mill.
So I'm assuming he had an entourage.
Sure, I'm sure he. Had
I'm
people
assuming
with
if he'd been by himself, maybe. I don't know, but you know,
Like I'm just tired of like everything being called racism. I understand the racial climate in this country is all fucked up, but yeah, you can't be calling it's just gonna make it worse, calling everything racism, and then especially us as minorities. I do it with the police all the time. If I don't get my way with the police, you a racist motherfucker.
I've been to Vegas one time, and actually, the gentleman that wanted us to talk about this, he actually was like my guide, and there's so many places you can go to. It's like, all right, I can't get in here. Fuck you. I'll go somewhere else.
But the Marquee,
Exactly.
Marquee
You're
Day Club
Vegas.
is like one of the.
It's the place. And this guy, but
His lawyer threatened to, I'm gonna take that whole hotel
but
down.
I just feel like so many people who headline, like that's what brings in so much money to.
yeah, I mean,
And like having big names there brings people in. But I mean, I don't know.
So
it wasn't really about that. I don't know.
if the hip hop artists feel so strongly about the place, then don't perform there anymore. Like if you guys want to, like I always say this, if it's an establishment that affects you civilly, that you think they're racist or they're
Hit 'em where it hurts,
sexist,
the money.
hit them where it hurts. Hit them in the money. Hit them with the pocket. Monetarily, nobody wants to feel it. At the end
Let
of
me
the
tell
day,
you something,
the one race that is stronger than everything else is the green race. If you got money and you're taking money away from them, then it'll probably change the way they are. So if all these rappers they have thoughts about this, then by all means.
Let me tell you something.
Don't
If I
perform
build
there.
up the money to start an establishment, bro, in Vegas, ain't nobody telling me who I can let and not let into the fucking place. I don't give a fuck. And guess what? Today's no Dominican night. I'm not letting Omega or nobody in this bitch today.
No, I hear what you're saying. You have your establishment, you let whoever you wanted. I get that. I understand that perfectly. But what I'm trying to say to you is that if you have a group of people that are making complaints about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think T.I. had complained about an Atlanta restaurant or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of it. They boycotted. They stopped going there. The place lost money, and I believe it changed. Or I don't know if it changed or it didn't. A private facility like that, I mean, like you said, they can do whatever they want. It's not like it's Starbucks or it's like
Exactly,
McDonald's
bro.
or something like that, where it's a national place.
Not for
that's
nothing. I love
everybody.
Meek and everything, but he hasn't been on the right side of the law neither. Aside from, you know what I mean? Maybe now he's doing his thing.
Well,
you know,
I'm
he's
not gonna because the DA from the Philadelphia, they agreed that judge is
it's
not,
biased.
is
Yeah.
definitely
Well,
biased. So I'm not gonna say that.
gotta,
I'm not gonna say the guy went to jail for riding a damn motorcycle. Come on, like that's BS.
yeah. What got him 10 years of probation though, bro?
Well, guys, 10 years of probation. If you look back at the case, was supposedly he pulled out a gun. They did like they
He
raided
committed a crime. He's even admitted
Yes.
to it in all his songs.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of fucking crowd they want.
Hold on, that's not the crowd they want, but DJ Mustard is the one performing. So what are you talking about? It's not the crowd you want.
That's kind of my
You don't make any sense.
Like, these are the people that are there headlining.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's not like they had Aerosmith, you know, I'm sorry my age. It's not like they had, you know, some oldie, Bruce Springsteen or something like that, or Celine Dion. They had a rapper playing rap music and probably playing one of Meek's songs.
Well, I think like using that language, like I said, like when you said certain people, like that does sound kind of suspicious. Like I don't know, I could take that some type of way. Like I
said,
what do you mean by that? Like
if you, I
short
think
people, like what?
So there's a list of anywhere. I can't get it anywhere.
The list was a list of art. It was a list of artists.
There's a list of artists that have made complaints about this and have backed them.
It's like American Airlines.
So,
What happened to American Airlines?
Like the airlines, they were saying.
Oh yeah, they were being racist towards but that happened a while back too.
Oh yeah.
But
you know, y'all older than me. I don't know about things like that.
I don't know if it's that old.
It was only a few months.
Yeah, I would tell about fuck out of here. But okay.
YG album. Any of y'all heard it? I heard it once. Shit is trash. That's my review. I like Go Loco. Go Loco.
Yeah,
that's like the only song.
I heard it. I'm not a fan. So, yep, there you go.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say about it.
Very bad, very bad.
I just thought it was interesting because like iTunes had it number one.
Yeah, you had said that.
Yeah, number
Not
one.
only then it was like
yeah, but it might have
OD
been number-
promoting it, right?
Yeah, I feel like there was. I don't even.
Well, I think
But like Khaled, like you guys were talking about DJ Khaled's album, and
he's
Khaled
sending.
got 7 singles.
He's
he
sending.
does have a lot of
7
hits,
singles.
for
He's
sure.
sending. He's sending some money from the album is going to Nipsey Hussle's family. YG. I don't know exactly the percentage.
It's not gonna be a lot of money in Nipsey's family.
Nah, he's gonna sell.
I'm fucked up, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, my music ain't even about to represent this shit. It was just weird. and I'm like, but I still got to put it out. You know what I'm saying? We got to, you feel me, the marathon continues. I was talking to bro, family like Black Salmon, and like when it happened, I'm like, bro, I can't even put this music out. Like, I feel weird and shit. They like, bro would want you to put your music out and turn up. So I'm like, you right. So I'm like, for sure. And then I put that in Love and Memory, a nip on the album because I'm giving his kids percentage of every song on the album, you know what I'm saying? So about time they get 18 from me, you feel me, they gonna have a bag sitting there.
Yeah, the legacy and the marathon continues,
They gonna
bro.
have a bag. They gonna have a bag, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's for the homie though. And we gonna keep that going though, you know what I'm saying?
AYG.
Probably for 6 more albums.
It's a sound no matter what.
Probably with that Go Loco song. That's probably about it. But everything else, nah. NBA Finals predictions. Rachel.
I already said mine. Warriors.
Yeah.
Chicago Warriors.
I got
Chicago Warriors.
That was a joke from last week.
Oh, because I knew.
yes.
Chicago Warriors.
I was like, I know who they are, and I know where that is.
You know, you think 5 games? They're gonna win in 5.
I don't know what the breakdown of that will be, but I think Golden State's gonna take it again. I just think they're a good team. They play well together. They play really well together.
There was what was it that was they were saying in ESPN yesterday that they needed what's this dude's name if Toronto could the young kid, I can't get his name, on Toronto, that there's gonna go 7.
Siakam. If Siakam has a really good series, then this should go 7. But Durant was seen walking around, so he may not be that hurt.
Durant come, you can just might as well just put all your money, put your house and everything on Golden State at 4. All right, man. So that's that.
So that was the.
We got the bullshit out the way.
We all agreed that it's gonna. We think.
Yeah, I think Golden State is gonna win. If Leonard could carry this team,
I can see Leonard averaging 35 to 40, and they still don't win.
But
because if we just the easiest thing to see what the Bucks couldn't do, which was in the last series, is what Golden State's specialty is, and that's hit 3-pointers. The Bucks couldn't hit any shots. The first 2 games they hit shots, they won. The rest of the series they didn't. So they pretty much got swept. Brook Lopez went crazy. He had that 30 points. He was shooting threes. So, you know, I don't know.
But congratulations to Toronto. It's their first time in the finals. So big shouts to y'all. I know that's a big thing.
Drake's happy.
You know, Drake's put that team on the map more than the players have, though. You can't even front on that, bro.
We'll see.
So
hopefully
he's bitter. He's a Knicks fan. Don't worry about it. He don't like talking basketball.
You're a Nets fan. And rumor has it that KD and Kyrie are coming to the Nets, not the Knicks. That's what came out today.
I heard about that. So I don't want KD. His bum ass knee.
Guy's fucking insane.
Bro.
On that note, let's just get away from sports because you just lost your mind right now. All credibility.
You want KD?
He's gonna turn us rid of the hat.
Hell yeah, I do. Right. What did you say?
I said you're about to turn us rid of your hat. I can feel it.
We'll see. Once that knee,
about to come on
that knee will be out. Right that knee will be out in 2 more years. He's gonna want the top money. It's gonna be good. I'd rather go ahead, Knicks, take him, please. Do us the favor.
Now let's get into today. So, you know, we had the conversation yesterday. We were talking about. So we're gonna try to give you guys in the beginning, you know, just a brief
stuff that's important that you want to still talk about and bring to the table,
but this is the topic that we want to talk about, and every episode we're gonna have a main topic. This main topic was brought up by Lou. It's dear to his heart. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
All right, so the first trial against opioid-based company so I don't know if it started this week in Oklahoma against Johnson & Johnson. Several things that are going on over there. Obviously, a lot of things are going on in this country regarding the opioid crisis. So the conversation I want to have with you guys is who you guys think, and anybody could just answer this, either one of y'all. I have my answer already. Who you guys think is the biggest blame for the current opioid crisis that's going on in this country? Is it Big Pharma? Is it pop culture? Or is it the government? Or a mixture of all of them put together?
I think I'll let Rachel say
I think Big Pharma.
Why would you say that?
Because I think that there is, was for a very long time, a lot of kickbacks to physicians for promoting drugs. Not like promoting drugs, but like for prescribing, I should say. Prescribing certain drugs. And, you know, and I think there's such a push for certain things like this without the, like, researching the repercussions of it or, like, thinking about the repercussions beforehand. And especially because most misuse of, like, opioids comes from misuse of prescriptions, like becoming addicted to prescriptions that people were addicted to.
True. I brought this up in episode 10, I think it was.
So it's like, for me, it's a combination of like big pharma and, I don't want to say negligent, but kind of like just, and poor doctor care.
I was going to say that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you read my mind.
Yeah, I was going to I don't, the pharmaceutical companies are going to make their money anywhere. Mm-hmm. And opioids is may have a crisis with that now, but you got people that were addicted to heroin, that were taken off of heroin, and now they're addicted to methadone. And methadonians are terrible. If you have, I mean, not, excuse me, I mean, they're not terrible, but people that are addicted to meth, dude, they're bad. They're like zombies. They're walking around like zombies.
That's not true.
Meth?
No,
Methadone.
methadonian. So what? Methadone. So not crystal meth, like methadone. So what they when you're on heroin, to get you off of heroin, they prescribe you methadone, and that's been in the country for how long now?
It's a legalized, more like monitored kind of.
I've seen it. I mean,
so have I.
And they walk around, even though they're functional, they still walk around like.
I heard that.
And the thing is that you can kick heroin. It's not like alcohol. Like if you're on alcohol, if you're a real bad alcoholic, they have to give you like some kind of alcohol beverage because your body will react to kill you.
Swelling and all that.
So, I think with the opioid crisis, just like with the steroid crisis, when the 80s, when asthmatics and all these people they would like jamming people with steroids, I think it's ignorance, or not necessarily ignorance. Ignorance is the good word. It's the young doctors, maybe the residents, the fellows that are coming up, or the introduction to new drugs, and they become like these genius drugs, so they start giving them to people, and you don't know the reaction of it until years later. So does the pharmaceutical companies, do they benefit from it? Yeah, of course. And does the government benefit from the pharmaceuticals getting big?
Benefit from it, or have they? Yes.
But the thing is that now with any kind of opioids, any kind of pain relief, they have to actually register themselves. So if I give a certain amount of opioids to somebody, let's say somebody has sciatica or something that's chronic, and I prescribe that, there's like a system that you have to document everything in, and then they monitor how much you're giving now. So.
But it wasn't always like that.
It wasn't always like that. But it's like
and there's still ways to get around.
Yeah, but it's like trial and error.
There's a lot of times where that level of pain medication is prescribed for things that probably don't necessitate that kind of. Getting your teeth pulled and like you need a Percocet, like.
Well,
yeah. I don't know about that.
Listen, like I said, some people tolerate pain better than others.
But the idea is that if you take an opioid, you're going to need it more and more and more.
Yeah, I know. Like my mom.
So that's where
my mom was to prescribe, I think, 60 pills for something that happened to her, and she was just flushed down the toilet. She was like, "I'm not taking not one of these," because she's petrified of drugs. She's petrified of being
big pharma is completely responsible for making people reliant on medication, whether it's pain medication or any medication for that, like Lipitor or anything. Like, and these medications are not good for you. Here, take this pill. This will cure things, instead of doing things that you can do naturally, like, hey, exercise, change your diet, other things that can help you. Like,
no, I understand.
Here, like, take this pill, feel better. You won't feel depressed anymore. You won't have anxiety. Instead of like, hey, let's go to therapy and work through your stuff.
Yeah, but you got to understand too. We live in a world where people want quick relief.
People want they'd rather see people just maintain life and fight cancer instead of fighting a cure.
No. That's okay. You and I, we are in agreement 100%. There's more money in the treatment than there is in a cure.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the last thing we cured? Polio? I mean, and that was what, in the 80s or something like that? And even
No, that
that,
was
the seven,
before
like,
that.
the 70s, like, I mean, like,
Polio.
70s, 80s, is like, it wasn't that long ago that we got a vaccine for it.
What,
I mean, it's
polio?
not 30, 40 years old.
I need
It
to
may be-
fact check
Polio
that.
Then
is
again, it may be
definitely
30,
before the
40 years
30s.
No,
Like
it
Franklin
wasn't.
Roosevelt
Because Franklin
had
Roosevelt had polio, and they
polio.
couldn't do anything for
But
him.
that I think was slightly after
Franklin
that.
So let's
Roosevelt?
say the
50s,
60s. Let's say the
50s.
50s.
I would
Alright,
say
so let's say
50s or 60s.
so let's-
40s.
so, all right, let's
40s?
let's say
Someone
the
look that
all
up.
right, okay, polio cure or whatever. Let's
Polio
just,
vaccine, but we can still continue our conversation. But
so let's.
So this is
so I
lots-
brought up polio. I'm just saying, after polio, all right, if you could find it, whatever. Yeah,
I'm gonna send you something. I want you to play this.
it says
It was part of my
1988.
thing. Should be getting it now.
2 vaccines eliminated polio from most of the world and reduced the number of cases reported each year from estimated 350 in 1988 to 33 in 2018. The vaccination came out in 88.
What?
Yeah, like it's like yesterday it happened. That's what I'm
that's
saying.
shock. That's two things for me
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
Learn something new.
and then I taught you, but maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong and you guys see this, then tell me about it. We'll put it on
Yeah,
our
I wanna
on our IG
look
things.
that
But I'm saying, so yeah, you're right. It's treatment is always going to be more profitable than
That was me.
treatment is always going to be more profitable than the cure. But like when I was talking about the trial and error thing, you have to use the drug, and sometimes using it in moderation. When you get these wonder drugs, like penicillin was a wonder drug, you get steroids, they're wonder drugs. You start blasting people with it because, one, it makes the people feel better. Two, it cures them quickly. So you start blasting them with it, and then there's no really repercussions to it. So you have that drug being in use 5, 10, 20 years. You know, the R&R that they use to create the drug is one thing, but the R&R to actually have people to use it is another thing. So I don't think, yeah, they created these opioids and now people are addicted to it, but people don't want to feel pain. People want to be numb. And if it wasn't the opioids, it was drugs, smoke weed, do all this
I
other
don't
stuff.
think that's necessarily true. I think people don't want to be hurt, but I think that they're like.
But I don't even mean hurt. Like, I'm not talking about hurt.
I
like,
think it's
mentally. I mean just hurt.
Like I've said before on episode 10, I've started taking perks when I hurt my back, like OD, and that's
So you
what
actually- but you really
that's
needed it,
why
though.
I initially needed it for.
Yeah, for an
But
extra
that
injury.
motherfucker took off on me, and it started. I'm sad, perk. I'm gonna be happy, perk. Music I'm listening to. If you could play, I'm sorry to cut you off, cause y'all saying it's Big Pharma, right?
No, I'm not saying Big Pharma. I think Rachel's saying Big Pharma.
I do believe that
you
they're,
think it's
they're
they the main culprit?
I think they're the ones that dropped the seed, and then everything took off from there.
I think. Okay,
I think an epidemic. I really think.
They had to know how addictive that is.
Hold on.
Of course.
What was your
I think
options? What was your options? You said pop culture.
Pop culture, Big Pharma, or the government.
Okay.
The government.
The government is gonna, as long as they're making their cut.
I don't think. I actually think the government's out of this.
Yeah,
one.
they just
think they're
just
off
give
the
them my
table on
cut
this one.
until it gets to a point where they have to regulate it. Like when the gentleman was in, I don't know where he was. When he's in the pharmacy, he killed everybody because he had an opioid.
I think the only thing
with
that I think the government, has a role in it is just like their failure to do something about it. Like
I disagree because the government is the one who pays for your shit if you're poor.
Yeah, but okay.
But that was before we had this, and
Now you can't get an opiate. I mean, Zoe had surgery recently, and they gave her Tylenol. She was in pain. They didn't even give her not even for 2 or 3 days. 6 days Tylenol. That's it. You're done.
do you want to build the?
No, I'm just saying. So
We have
there's
organizations within the
working in
government.
that kind of field. I can't. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the pharmaceutical companies are always going to make their money, no matter what. That's why kind of like with the opioid crisis. Even if it wasn't opioid, if it's Cialis, if it's Viagra, if it's all these other drugs, they're going to make their money. So you could blame Big Pharma for a lot of shit.
And how do they? You don't think that they have a role in presenting it to doctors as a way to better treat patients?
I mean, it's a business.
Sure,
of course, it's a business.
but that's what I'm saying. But
everything's a business. Everything's a business. Like even if everything's kind of a business, Like
Listen, the government knows exactly what's coming in as money wise to companies and stuff as well.
I mean, they're gonna get their
they
money.
definitely I think they turned the blind eye for a minute the government. You know, not only that, I believe that when an epidemic starts, I think it starts with the age group that's coming up, the most active age group, and it's gonna go. Well, I think it's more of a mixture of pop culture and the government.
Well, with the
Big Pharma's doing what they do, which is sell you fucking drugs.
Don't get me wrong.
This was affecting more the younger people than the older people. I think it moved to the younger people, but I think
I think.
And we're talking about pop culture, right? Drugs in general is going to be big in pop culture.
Always.
If you were in the 70s, you were doing Quaaludes and cocaine and everything, all that other shit. If you were in the 80s, you were smoking crack. I mean, there's going to always be a drug epidemic, and people, that's just the way it is. And so. Pop culture, yeah. I mean, pop culture in general is gonna always have something.
Juice WRLD was talking about this, and just play it real quick. We're gonna see if we can play it here. I'm gonna tell you. Now, this
2 years later, 3 years later, Future dropped 56 Nights. By the way, Future is my freshman year. Niggas was calling me and my homie Clucks, right? 2 years later, 3 years later, Future dropped 56 Nights. By the way, Future is the GOAT. Future dropped 56 Nights. Niggas is hitting my phone like, will you get all them perks from them Zans, like, cause of some music. And like I said, I don't know if I said this earlier in here or in some having a convo with somebody else, but hearing that music at such a young age, nigga, I was trying to sip lean in 6th grade. Listening to Dirty Sprite 1 and True Story. So it's like, it's the people that doing that shit cause they like getting high and they going through stuff and they like addicted, like. And then there's the people that do it for trends. And for the people that's really in the shit, it's not as easy as seeing somebody die and be like, oh my God, that's a wake-up call. I'm gonna stop. It'll make you.
So, and I'm sure there's a bunch of kids with the same fucking story. Because I know Adderalls, I'll tell you what, Adderalls, I never knew what a fucking Adderall was until I heard Future say it, or until I heard a rapper say it. And that's the next epidemic. Adderalls.
But I mean, Adderall's been around for a while.
Those have already been
Adderall's been around for a while, bro.
Yeah,
because college students used to use that shit.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's like to stay up to study and shit like that.
Like people would take out like every like drug in the medicine cabinet, and there was all these like PSAs like on like years ago, like a couple years back, and like informing people to like watch what's in your cabinet, check your cabinet. Because the thing is, it was prescribed for the adults. And then children were going in and dipping in because they were finding out, that stuff gets you.
Listen.
You know.
Hotel California, what's that, for the 60s, 70s? Welcome to the Hotel California.
I have no fucking clue, bro.
The Eagles, right? It's about drugs. White Lines, it's about drugs. Pop culture always is going to have some.
Sure.
It doesn't mean they don't have a
because and a lot of these people, you know, these famous people.
Creatives are always talking about it because like.
They go through a lot of shit. They go through the pain. They even know, and then you. That's why people's greatest songs are usually when they don't have shit, because they show you your pain and other people can relate to them. And then what happens is they get all this wealth and they become these millionaires. Like, for instance, if right now I'm a type of person that would like to do codeine pills or oxys or perks, and that's what I'm into right now, but I don't have the means to get it, right? Then tomorrow I make a hit single and now I'm a multi-millionaire. Now I can get it whenever I want, from whoever I want. And I'm going to talk about it. And then people are going to watch me. That's how it's been since time immemorial in pop culture. So does pop culture have to do with, pop culture has to do with a lot of things. Pop culture has to do with how we dress. Pop culture has to do with how we talk.
How do you think it even got available to pop culture? That's my point. Like, came from somewhere.
It came from came from Big Pharma, and they declared it an epidemic.
Came from people.
They declared the opioid an epidemic when it started affecting more than just us. All right, that's why I blame it partially on the government.
You're watching people who are like professionals, like doctors, lawyers, getting
Because if it would have been only the people that listen, if it would have been only the people that listen to Future and rap, it wouldn't have been called an epidemic.
How long has cocaine been prevalent in the community and with big companies?
But cocaine is not a synthetic drug that's like prescribed for things that like to cure things. And at one point, it was like.
Was it ecstasy used? What was it? MA? Wasn't it used?
MDMA.
MDMA was used as well.
Until they found out that it's not good to use it, and then they take it out. But this is something that they have not done that. That was something that they waited.
But how long has this opioid crisis been now? How long can we say? 10 years?
More.
Exactly. I think it's more.
Since
Since
when
they
it was
started
humongous?
calling it an
No,
epidemic?
since when it's been humongous?
This is about 10 years that I remember.
Because when all right.
Because I remember Oxys was what? They used to say Oxys was a, what was the name?
College years. So
Oxys.
college years is what? College years is.
Roxy's, Oxys, not White Man, Hillbillies, dope, some shit like that.
20, right? 21?
18 to 21, yeah.
Yeah, so it's more than 10 years.
18 to 20.
Because when I was in college, it was, when I was dealing with people doing it.
Yeah, people were
do it.
people
No,
were
people
popping for
always
fun.
popping Oxys and all that.
Like Vicodin was huge.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. No, and that was way
Xanax was
before.
huge.
Especially when Eminem came
But
out.
maybe
Yeah,
that was because the other stuff wasn't out. It was just getting like touching out. Like now okay, well, now we got something even stronger, you know? Like, and not recognizing how addictive that was.
But can we agree to one thing? Can we agree? There's multiple people to blame. There's
Sure.
multiple
I don't
entities to
think
blame
it's just
them.
one point finger, but I do think Big Pharma is,
Because they created it?
and they push it for money. Like,
They
so
was.
they're just a legal drug
That they
dealer.
definitely were. Like,
No,
they was definitely
of
paying
course.
doctors. They
Yeah,
was
that's what
paying
they're
doctors to
definitely-
have a certain log of,
Like
yo,
quota.
you got 6, you give people, you know? And I get
I
that.
mean, but they do that
the
with every
government,
drug.
I'm pretty
They do
sure the
that- they do
government
that
saw
with
that
every
shit
drug.
going on
Yeah, they
too,
do
bro.
get-
Oh, your
they don't
penis
give
can't
the
get
cracks
hard?
anymore. I think that's like illegal
Remember
now,
when
but they didn't do that for
Viagra
a
and
long
Cialis
time.
and that shit first started?
You
hit the
speak
big
about
wave?
Viagra and Cialis a lot, bro.
Because if you listen,
something you
I'm
wanna talk
no,
about?
because I'm a person that watches the sports channels a lot, right? I'm really into sports. Guys that know me, you are.
Yes, yes.
Every other channel is fucking Levitra or Cialis or fucking Viagra. Every fucking channel. I mean, every commercial. Like every time you look, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, all right, oh look at this guy. He just caught a slam dunk. Oh, next time I'm doing this, my dick doesn't work. So it's not like it's the pharmaceutical companies. Yes, they're big drug dealers. I get it. Literally, they are. But they cater to what the people want.
Sure, but that's
I
just a
wanna feel
marketing
numb.
scheme. That's all you're talking about is a marketing.
I want to feel
scheme.
numb. I want my penis to get hard, right?
There you go.
I mean that there's different. So what? I make it for you. You have to be the one to take it.
So should the government, from now on, when it comes to drugs, they should do the studies themselves, or continue to let
The thing is that when
big
you
pharma give them the studies?
The thing
and
is that when you do studies, look at the tobacco companies. For how many years they said that cigarettes weren't addictive? For how many years they said the cigarettes didn't affect cancer and all that stuff like that? You know, so of course, is the
But they
government?
don't want the liability. They don't want the blame.
And if the government's giving a blind eye, then, whatever.
Well, if they don't take the blame, then they're gonna have to spend
But
a
I don't know.
shitload of money like they're doing now.
I do believe this is gonna I do believe this is gonna open the door for us to take a look at. If you're able to sue that, that's a big deal.
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
You don't think they're suing Johnson & Johnson though?
Yeah, but
Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma is suing Johnson
gonna
Johnson. You don't think Oklahoma? I think they will.
I don't think they're gonna win.
There's too much evidence against
I don't think they're gonna
opioids
win
right now, bro.
How many times people sue the tobacco companies? They're not gonna
And
win.
people
Different
won.
ball game though.
People won.
That's a
Very
different ball
few.
game. I think that's a totally different ball game.
I think it's the
Tobacco was an issue to you as a cure to anything, bro. At the end of the day, there's people who were dead ass taking that because they was like, yo, I need this. I need to live with this.
And if you don't take, you have to take it because you become so dependent on it because the withdrawal's so
what is
bad.
opioid cure? I'm
It's not a cure.
Suboxone. Oh, what is a cure?
No, what is
It's a
opioid
mask.
curing?
It's to mask
and what
severe
and what
pain.
does tobacco do? Why do people smoke?
stimulant.
It's a fixation. I'm smoking because I'm fixated with it.
Well,
It's a
that's
habit. So when you're doing an opioid and you keep popping them, it's a habit. It's still a habit. You're still being addicted to something.
Okay, but it was
It's an
negligent
addiction.
of tobacco companies to release a product that they knew and had evidence
That the
that
nicotine
it was so addictive that people couldn't. It is up there, one of the most addictive, if not
Of course.
the most addictive drug
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
Nicotine.
Oh yeah, it is
Of
definitely.
course.
And and that's the same kind of point that I'm making with the opioid.
Have you ever
so
had
that
a withdrawal from opioids?
It's like you got the flu. You're like
You've
throwing
never
up
had it?
stomach.
I have. It's the worst thing in the fucking world, bro.
I've never taken
Nigga,
enough.
I'm telling you.
People
by
go into
experience.
detox
Bro.
specifically for that, and that's why people become dependent on methadone because the withdrawal is so bad.
But that's one. Thank God. I for some reason God was with me in this one. But
You never did needles.
Huh?
You just smoked crack, right?
No. Yeah, once or
But
twice.
because
No.
it
I'm
becomes-
talking about like cold turkey. It's hard.
But the
so I
thing is,
understand.
the issue is that it starts off with the pills, it leads to heroin, then fentanyl, death. It's just a bad.
Fentanyl came out of nowhere.
Yeah, fentanyl is, and it's killing people in jail.
Fentanyl
People in
came
jail
out of
taking
fucking
fucking fentanyl.
Do you know what fentanyl? It's a patch.
It
and you just scrape
destroys
off.
people's lives. I can count more than 20 people probably that I've been that I've known in my life who've died, gone to jail, their life just completely destroyed by pills and turning to heroin. And
Listen, I said this in episode 10,
and
bro.
I'm from Long Island. Like it's so.
To be honest with you, I
huge.
Growing up,
huge problem.
I was about 22, 23 years old, and I used to hang out by Hofstra University.
Mm-hmm.
They have those little bars there. I don't know if you're aware of it, like around there.
Mm-hmm.
And we would have like parties with Jello shots and stuff like that. And the hardcore drugs. I mean, I've never done cocaine. Just I was too afraid to get addicted to it. But like I tried other things there, and I tried. There's no joke in Long Island. Mm-hmm. The first, I tried lean. I tried it in Long Island.
I never liked them.
I tried it in Long Island. So
that's an opioid.
Yeah, you're right. I'm saying I tried. So it was available out there. So you're right. I mean, it's true. I mean, I just don't. I don't want to point blame because I feel like.
But on some level, there is blame to be had.
I mean, there's always somebody to blame, but you gotta control your own needs. What the fuck you want? Like I know it.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, but there are people who like pop it and like take it recreationally, and that like you're really like you said, like I wouldn't try that.
Fire,
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. You're walking like
it'll turn into
how are you
something
gonna know that that's
course.
not gonna be so super addictive that you're not gonna get addicted? Like it's a
and especially if you're going through some shit, you're going through something like I had
when you don't have pain, it's just gonna get you so high.
When I had a situation and I wasn't able to
when not being in pain.
I had a situation where I wasn't able to sleep at night, and a friend of mine gave me Xanax. Hey, take this Xanax, you'll feel better. And I didn't feel better. I just I knocked out. Boom, I was gone. But I could imagine if I was in pain and I took this and it made me feel better. Every time I feel pain, I'm gonna want to take it. So I get it. I'm not being insensitive to it. I'm not desensitized to the opioid crisis. But I think, like what I said,
you're thinking like it's personal, individual.
Yeah, cause I gave you an example. My mom got 60 pills. She said, "Fuck this. I don't want to. I don't take a chance to get addicted to it. I'm throwing it away."
Your mom's some kind of person who can't even take an aspirin.
Yeah, but I'm saying that she can't even drink wine. But that's her choice. I said I'm a type of person where I kind of do get addicted to things. So I said, all right, that drug is available. I'm not touching it.
Well, yeah, but this is my point is that for people who have that understanding and that education that it's that addictive. This is the whole point of going back to what I was saying. They were not told it's that addictive. They're not informed. These patients were not informed that it's that addictive. And I think that's the whole reason they can have a lawsuit.
So should the attorney general, should they start recommending that they put it?
The surgeon
general, right? What is the surgeon general?
I think so, bro. I think the Department of Health, CDC, just like they're doing now, everybody should have been hands-on about it once they saw it getting out of control. Once they saw kids taking it.
Let me sure. Can it affect somebody who's pregnant? I don't know. Can that affect the baby if someone's pregnant?
Yeah, the baby will come out just like crack babies. You got perk babies. You got Zanny babies. You got everything. They'll come out addicted. Fuck up their endorphins and all that.
Not to mention like the destruction to your body, what it does, and like how like I think even like just like dulls your ability to even tolerate pain. Like
the pills in general, they kill your kidneys, right?
Yeah, sure. Anything you're putting in your body is gonna go.
Liver, your liver gets destroyed by it. I mean, a lot of people. And then
people go to like and then it just leads to like okay, so you're popping pills and you don't think it's so bad because it's not shooting up heroin, but eventually it doesn't go. It's only a short road before you get there.
A lot of people like I'm very, I don't know, I kind of was quiet for this topic. It hits at home though.
Same for me.
I've made the mistake. I mean, my father. I've been very open about this. My father was heroin addict and everything. I eventually not into heroin, thank God, but it could have got there, I was fortunate enough to do it, with support from my family, and this, that, and the third. I don't talk about it because I'm proud of it. I talk about it because, I want to help someone. I want nobody to go through that. It's a tough situation. I honestly don't see this shit stopping anytime soon. Like I think these kids that are on this shit now are not gonna be as strong as some people are. I see heroin going crazy, like blowing up. Maybe not the pills that people are getting legally, but I don't see opioids going anywhere anytime soon. And it's gonna get crazier. There's rehabs. You can't even go into a rehab right now. There's no fucking beds.
I'm gonna take a stand.
My high school has a rehab.
I'm gonna take a stand. I think it is pop culture, and I think it's that because. like what I was saying earlier was about the music and how it's always drugs have always been prevalent in music, but music hasn't touched people then how it is now because it's so easy to see. Like I could put something tomorrow on YouTube and I'm talking about doing the types of drugs and 1 million people can see it. Like I could
because there's such a reach now.
That's what I'm saying. So,
every fucking song and video you fucking see, if it's not about lean, it's about pills.
Yeah.
Because you do coke, they'll make fun of you nowadays.
Pop the Xan 13 hours.
It's just like
pop
this.
the perk, I'm sweating. Woo! Pop the Molly, I'm sweating.
How many people were doing Molly's? Molly, there you go. Like, it's like you said, it is a combination of all. But we're going a little over time. Yeah, finish your thought.
Well, to finish the thought was just that I would say, it went in the big pharma, dropped the seed, dropped the bomb. Doctors and the medical institutions were mishandling it, misrepresenting it, or whatever they were, prescribing it, and pop culture glorified it.
I think being that. I think being that you actually went through it, you should probably give the final thought.
Ladies, no, wait, give your final.
No, I mean, I'm in agreement with Rachel. I think she pretty much summed it up what it is.
All right, my final thought, man. First of all, if you are going through that situation, get help. Do not be embarrassed. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. You're not the first, the second, the third, the million, or 10th million. It's a lot of people.
Can we put something up?
Yeah. If you can give me like an 800 number or something like that.
Like a SAMHSA or Oasis.
We'll put something at the end of the show after the credits. After the credits of the show, we'll put up where you can possibly get help if you need it.
I think the stigma of being addicted to something as well. Nobody wants to ever admit, yo, I can't no more. It took me a minute. And I think if I wasn't as close to my mother as I am, I talk a lot of shit about her. But I know my mother, I could call my mom anytime and be like, yo, ma, I'm sucking dick for crack. Like, and she will be fucking, well, don't do that.
Don't call me.
Like, so
She'll
it's
be
like
there to help you, not
OD,
to
and it was like
push you away.
She's never like put me in a position, and this goes to you parents, like
Well, parents too. Like I think that's an important part. I think you make a good point. They have to like open their eyes up to it too, and like know like what are the signs.
I've seen a lot of parents push their kids away because of an addiction. And it does. It gets.
Sometimes the parents can't accept that their kid is addicted to something because it's a failure on their behalf.
And then they can accept when their kid is dead. So parents,
I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you the list of the people that I've known and continue to know.
So we're gonna put a number on the bottom, guys. This was our
not the bottom. Oh, if I can find the number,
I'll get you the information.
We'll get a few things. Reach out to a friend or somebody if you are going through something like that, man. It's an epidemic, which means a lot of people are going through it. So don't be ashamed of it, because I know that was the hardest thing, was the shame of calling my mom and be like, yo, ma, I'm fucking up. So with that being said, guys, let's get back on a positive mood. I'm about to pop up.
No, let's not play.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the 2 to 1 show. I'm your boy Perk Star Lou. It's Perkins.
I'm a Brooklyn nigga anyhow.
Roxelle.
I'm a Brooklyn nigga anyhow.
Make sure you like. Make sure you go to @221_show. Visit our YouTube page. Like it, subscribe, tell us we suck, tell us we good, they don't care. And man, if you're going through something, reach out. That's all I gotta say.
I done seen it all with my dogs. I done went to war with my dogs. Running from the law and tell my mama how I got it, hide the money in the drawer. All for the cause, they teach me how to ball. I had